Hey guys, it's Cliff. Welcome to my backyard. As you can see, we have two little fluffy friends down there, Galaxy and Strudel. Strudel every once in a while is getting the zoomies and running around, and then Galaxy takes a break from chewing very, very large sticks and then goes and chases them down. But it is the middle of the spring here. It's getting warm, maybe a little too warm, about to go mow the lawn. And for today's video, I just wanted to come out here and talk. And the song that we're talking about today is Team by Lorde. Team by Lorde is a really, really good song. Not only because Pure Heroine is an incredible album overall, but because this song talks about really a lot. But I think that what the heart of it is the struggle of living up to expectations and trying to find meaning in a world where you feel like you don't live up to the expectations that the world, culture, whoever has for you. Lorde says this about this song, and listen to this because this is really important for later on. She says, "This video was born from a dream I had a few months ago about teenagers in their own world. A world with hierarchies and initiation." She describes it for a little bit. "I dreamt about tests that didn't need to be passed in order to be allowed in. Sometimes the person who loses is stronger." But go ahead and listen to the first verse. "Call all the ladies out, they're in their finery." She's beginning to describe what this teenage world looks like. 100 jewels on throats, 100 jewels between teeth. The jewels between teeth are probably braces, and she's drawing that connection to them and jewels as some sort of like sign of royalty, or the sign that you belong. And since this is like a teenage kingdom, you know, people with braces might be more prepared to be there, unless you have adult braces. That's cool. "Now bringing my boys in, they're skinning craters like the moon." Eden and Emma commented on a post that I did, and accurately, I think, supposed that those were references to acne. And so it's like this impressive way to describe acne scars, right? "The moon we love like a brother while he glows through the room, dancing around the lies we tell, dancing around big eyes as well." And she's giving this like surreal, dreamlike description of this place, of this kingdom, where all of a sudden now braces are a sign of royalty, and perhaps the acne scars have the same effect as somebody who may look very wise because they've grown a whole beard as an adult or something like that. But it's this place where the strong might be the ones who lose, and we'll continue talking about that. But the idea of team, the whole idea of this kingdom that's set apart, is, I think, really cool, because we all live in this world where we have expectations of us, right? Like our parents expect stuff of us, our bosses expect stuff of us, our teachers expect stuff of us, culture. I mean, anytime you just scroll through social media, you're gonna see all of these standards or expectations that people have that probably 9 out of 10 you're not actually hitting. And so I think that a lot of what is really difficult about just being a human, whether it's in 2019 or whenever, is that there's always gonna be these expectations, and there's always gonna be this temptation to feel like you're not measuring up to them. And it may be a fact. You may not be measuring up to some standards. Welcome to being a human. And I think in Lorde's Pure Heroine, I think she as a teenager especially felt that. It's especially difficult, I think, for teenagers, because I think there's a lot of expectations for them, but they don't always have the tools to be able to act on them. And sometimes people start to trying to treat them like adults before they're able to handle it, or they don't give them the tools that they need to be confident adults. And so in Team, I think Lorde is imagining this place that, yes, it's teenager ruled, but what are they truly escaping, or what is missing from this world? I think that thing is expectations, and it's this expectation of, you know, you'll be this or you'll be that. I was at an event yesterday, and there was this group of what I would probably have described in high school as the popular kids. All the girls looked really nice, they had dressed up or whatever, more than like anybody else at the party. There was this basketball player who was, I think, trying to get some numbers or something like that. And I don't know, it struck me because it felt like, if I were to reach my social potential, a lot of people in the world would expect me to be part of like the good-looking, athletic crowd, right? But instead, I found myself talking more to people like me, who just were, I don't know, just different, right? Like, this person's maybe really psyched about snowboards, this person really cares about this thing, this person really cares about that thing. And it felt just a little bit more, I don't know, easygoing or natural than going and talking to people where you have all these expectations that you'll act a certain way or something like that. And I think that a lot of you probably, hopefully, you can, you know, identify with that. You have people who you're able to just hang out with. And I think that what Lord's describing is the society of teenagers, where the expectations that we're meeting or not meeting is not the most important thing. Let me continue to explain here. She says in the chorus, we live in cities you'll never see on screen. Especially in America, what do we see on screen? We see the best looking of everything. People are building the best house renovations. They're creating the best meals, unless you're watching Kitchen Nightmares or whatever. And in America particularly, we're really bad about this. We always have like the best looking actors and actresses. The British are way better about having actual real people on TV. But for some reason we haven't figured that out. And so these cities that you'll never see on screen, they're just not meant to be on screen. They're not perfect. She says, not very pretty, but we sure know how to run things. It's a practical, well put together society, but it's not about the looks. It's not gonna meet your expectations. Living in the ruins of palace within my dreams, and what do teenagers dream about? They dream about the things that they're gonna be when they're adults, perhaps. And you know, a lot of teenagers are gonna be dreaming about a lot of different things. But if you're living in the ruin of the palace within your dreams, I feel like that's broken expectations, or saying, you know, I'm going to be one thing one day, but it's not working out, or it seems too difficult, and so there's this ruin. My dreams are a ruin. They have fallen apart. They're not going to work out. And I think that that's what this city is built on. It's built on those expectations and saying, hey, you know what? Even if you haven't met those, here's a world where things don't make sense to everybody else because the quote-unquote strong don't necessarily win, but you belong. And I think that's a really cool picture. The final line I'll point out to you is I'm kind of over getting told to throw my hands up in the air, so there. And who was it? I think it was Susanna. Yeah, Susanna Silva on a post mentioned that line in particular. She theorized that it was either about, you know, being tired of being, you know, singing to those lame songs at the club, or is it about surrender, like actually giving up in your dreams? And I think to an extent it's a little bit of both, but what I think it really is getting at is that a lot of people have these expectations for us in culture. Are, you know, what does a good time look like? It looks like going to the club, right? That's what we see when people are trying to sell us a good time. And that I think it's a metaphor just for kind of going along with the crowd, for doing what the people who have the money and the power, the people at the top, the hip-hop people we talked about in Royals, or the celebrities we talked about in Glory and Gore. It's doing what they say as our expression of a good time. It's doing the culturally expected thing, or the culturally pressured thing in any case. And I think it's so cool that Lord says, I'm getting kind of tired of that. Like, I just want to be me. I don't want to be you. I don't want to do things the way that you tell me to do things. And that's what this city, that's what Team is all about. And through it, I think she's proposing a community of people who are likewise tired. So that's what Team's about. Thanks, people that I mentioned, for giving me some thoughts and for, you know, putting some ideas out there. Really interesting song. Go listen to it, guys. And don't forget to check out this explanation of Royals and this explanation of Glory and Gore. And comment a Lord song you'd like to hear me talk about next time. Oh, spider. Okay, talk to you later.